The people that are at zero, what is it that they're typically coming to you to help them with?
So I think what they think they want is some tactic that's going to immediately help them start a business. What they typically actually need is the courage to be willing to be wrong and to be willing to have shame by failing at things in front of people whose opinions they care about. Rewind the clock for me. It was probably one of the hardest things that I had to get over. I was a consultant, 22-ish years old. I had a paid-for condo that I bought overlooking the city, and I remember thinking, like, I really hope I don't wake up tomorrow. What was difficult about that was that at that time was when my father was most proud of me, because I was doing everything that was according to plan. You know, he could talk about, like, his son who graduated in 3 years from Vanderbilt, had the good job, like everything was, we're following the plan. But I was living my life to win someone else's game. And when I realized that one of our dreams had to die, either his or mine. To put this in perspective of like how afraid of my father's judgment I left the state and drove across the country halfway through before calling him to tell him that I was gone. And so I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but I'm saying that if you feel a lot of pressure, I get it. Like I tried to leave the job that I was at to pursue just literally anything that wasn't that. Just I wanted to start a business at some point. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew that what I was doing was not the path I wanted to be on. And everybody around me wanted me to be on that path. And so I went to go be like, hey, I'm thinking about doing something else. And, you know, it would always be the, later, like everything's good, later, you know. And I remember when I called my dad and I told him that, he said, understand, why don't you come home, come home, well, I didn't tell him that I was gone yet. Like I said, hey, I want to go pursue this fitness thing. He said, cool, come over for lunch, we'll talk about it, you know, and I was like, I'm already gone. And then obviously his tone changed a lot. And you know, our relationship struggled for, you know, years after that, because I was basically living as what was once his prodigal son goes and takes a minimum wage job as a personal trainer at a gym, like, you know, cleaning floors and stuff to learn the gym business. But I think that I had to accept that there was a timeline where my father would never talk to me again, and I had to be okay with that to pursue what I wanted.